Hey everyone, the book and the drink here. And did you catch the series on Netflix, The Queen's Gambit? I thought it was exceptional. Man, how good was Anya Taylor-Joy? She was phenomenal, right? Those big, expressive eyes sitting on the other side of the chessboard, staring at you, staring at the board. Man, she did such a good job. And I think she's going to win a whole bunch of statues this award season, and we're going to see a lot more of her. She'll probably end up in some blockbuster movie coming up, maybe like Star Wars or Marvel. We'll see. I think she's going to be big. If you have not seen the show or read the book, here's a synopsis, spoiler free. Essentially, we have Beth Harmon, the main character here, who starts out in an orphanage as an orphan, and she kind of incidentally learns how to play chess from the janitor who was working there. And she realizes that she's really good at chess, and it becomes her passion and her world, and that's what she focuses on through the years that she's in the orphanage until she comes out. And the story kind of progresses. She gets out of the orphanage and then realizes that she has a chance to make it in the chess world and starts playing matches nationally and then internationally to kind of become a really, really high profile chess player. So that's essentially the story arc. You have the child prodigy who kind of has to discover their potential and raise through the ranks and become better and better at their craft. But Beth is an interesting character as well. She's very introverted, socially awkward, doesn't think she's pretty, not outgoing at all. But she's good at chess, and she knows she's good at chess. But Beth is not without her flaws. She gets addicted to pills that they give her in the orphanage, that they give to all the children to kind of calm them down and keep them in line. And later on, she develops a taste for alcohol as well. And her favorite drink to go to, her favorite sipper, is the Gibson, which is what we have here. The Gibson is essentially a martini, but instead of olives, we have pearl onions. But they're basically the same exact drink. To make one, it's pretty simple. You go in with 2.5 ounces of gin or vodka. We're going with gin in this case, and a half ounce of dry vermouth. And that's it. Just garnish with cocktail onions and you got your drink. It's a pretty good drink. Now you're probably asking yourself, how much of a difference can a garnish really make in the flavor of a drink? And the answer is not very much at all. I honestly can't tell the difference between this and a regular martini. Only when you go in for the sip, you get a little whiff of the onion, but otherwise it's the same exact drink. But this is Beth's preference, so we're having it as our pairing today. There's a second drink that I'm going to be making that's a little bit more creative, so stay tuned for that. So as Beth is growing up and coming of age and starting to drink, she realizes that she has to learn how to drink and what the consequences are of drinking too much, especially in terms of her chess playing ability. Drink a little too much and the next day you're going to be foggy headed and you're not going to be able to compete as well. So she learns that the hard way. It's just too bad that it's going to be one season only. They went through pretty much the whole book. Although, you know what? Netflix did make a lot of money on this, and I bet they'll come up with something for a second season. Maybe Beth gets bored with chess after riding so high and beating everyone, and she wants to experience life a bit more, so she gets in with the wrong crowd and she has a marked propensity for doing drugs and drinking, and she ends up losing her ranking and her house and ends up on the street and becomes a heroin addict. No, a crackhead looking for her next crack rock, hits rock bottom, and then has an epiphany and has to pull herself up by the bootstraps and make her way back into the chess world and rise to the top again. Yeah, that could work. Netflix, call me. They're not watching. So Beth is an interesting character to read about, but the chess playing in this book is also really fun to read. After I finished the series, I really got back into chess. I learned years and years ago. My dad taught me when I was like 6 or 7, and I played a little bit, but didn't really get into it like I am now as a result of the series. After I finished watching the series, I started playing a lot more chess, initially with my wife, and then I went online and checked out all the YouTube videos of all the grandmasters and other people making content that's really, really informative and really interesting, and it made the read that much more fun. And we'll talk about that in just a minute, and I'll show you the sites that you should check out and the videos that you should watch in order to get into it. The book gets a little bit deeper into actual chess play. It's not move by move descriptions, but there are highlights that are made, and if you understand what's going on, then it makes it that much more enjoyable. So I totally recommend you check out this book, but only after you've seen the series and only after learning a little bit more about chess. Let's go take a look at that now. All right, let's talk about chess, shall we? I think the best way to enjoy this book, The Queen's Gambit, and the way that I did it after watching the series, is to dive into chess just a little bit. And you don't have to learn a lot, just some of the basics, and I think you'll be good to go. Let's take a look.
So this is chess.com. This is where all the pros play, the grandmasters, pretty much everyone. So just create an account, it's free, and then you can start playing. But essentially you'll want to be able to know the basics at the very minimum if you want to read the book. That is to say, how do the pieces move? Bishops moving diagonally, queens moving basically any way they want. How does the king move? How do knights kind of jump over other pieces? And then some of the jargon that goes along with it you'll want to know as well, such as what does it mean to fianchetto your bishop? Or it just means to put it on the longest diagonal. What does it mean to open up a file to your opponent's side? And what is a fork and how does it function? Well, it just means to attack two pieces simultaneously so that the opponent has to choose which one they want to save. What does it mean to pin a piece? Well, in this case, we are pinning the queen down. It cannot move because if it does, then the king is in check. And other tactics such as that are very valuable to know when you're reading the book because it comes up often as the author is describing what's going on in the games. And of course you want to learn some openings as well as they come up in the book, such as the standard e4, e5 opening, and the Sicilian defense, which is Beth's favorite, and of course the Queen's Gambit, the namesake of the book, which is this tactic here, and you can learn all about that once you read the book. As I started to kind of get into chess more online, I checked out some YouTube videos and some Twitch channels and realized that these amazing grandmasters and others were streaming and saving their VODs on YouTube, so I started looking at those. So here's some that you should check out that I recommend. The first one would be Gotham Chess. This channel offers everything from beginner courses to more advanced tactics, middle game and end game theory. There's a lot going on here and I totally recommend you check this one out. Daniel Naroditsky, and he is a grandmaster, like one of the best in the world. And he does these speed runs, and as he's playing other people, he's discussing the tactics as it's happening and explaining why he's making every move. So you really get into the head of a grandmaster. Another grandmaster you should check out is Hikaru, and he is incredible to watch. He is so brilliant and so fast in thought that when he plays, you're just in awe of how good he is. And it's not completely male dominated. Botez Live is a great channel to watch as well. These sisters are very good at chess. They're not grandmasters, but they do play against them every now and again live, and sometimes even beat them. They're really good chess players and also entertaining to watch.
See, that wasn't too bad, and I think somewhat enjoyable, wouldn't you say? Now, bonus drink. Beth Harmon likes to take these tranquilizer pills, both in the show and the book. And I was thinking, why don't we make a cocktail version of these tranquilizer pills? Let's try it. To make something similar to these green tranquilizer pills that Beth takes throughout the series and the book, well, we need to come up with a drink that's green. I tried a couple different variations of this, including making something with Midori, which is green, but it just didn't come out right. And then I went online to the Nerdy Gourmet, and they have a beautiful, simple recipe that we're gonna make here. So to make that green color, we're gonna take blue curacao, which is blue obviously, and pineapple juice, which is yellowish. So that should give us a nice dark green color. Let's see how it turns out. And our alcohol of choice is vodka, which is clear, which shouldn't really affect the color at all. So let's go in with 2 ounces of vodka to start. And that's gonna go in a shaker that already has ice in it here. And then we'll go in with a 1/2 ounce of the blue curacao. And then to complete the green color, we're gonna go in with 2 ounces of pineapple juice. Let's shake it up. All right, looks pretty green. Let's check it out. All right, not bad. That's pretty good. Well, that's certainly the right color. Let's give it a try. That's actually quite delicious. You know, making cocktails is not as difficult as people think it is. This is just 3 ingredients: pineapple juice, vodka, and blue curacao. And you have a delicious drink that you can have in the summer by the pool. Very tropical and refreshing in nature. Thanks for watching as always. Watch that Netflix series, it's so good, you're not gonna be disappointed. And go out there and play chess. If you don't know how to play, learn it. If you're good at it already, then check out those videos that I mentioned earlier. They're gonna be really, really intriguing to you. And then finally, grab this book and check it out if you wanna dive back into the world of Beth Harmon. The book is well written and fun to read. And as always, catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.